Hey everyone, Mrs. Spatola here. Today we're going to be looking at Unit 2, Lesson 1, Estimating and Multiplying Decimals. Our new unit is as follows. As you can see, we'll be multiplying decimals, dividing with decimals, and then at the end, an application of all operations and a review. Our Unit 2 test will most likely be at the end of October. Today's lesson will focus on estimating and multiplying decimals. How can you estimate and multiply decimals? So first, let's start with a quick review with your do now. First of all, number one, what is a factor and what is a product? Pause the video and try to answer those questions. As you can see, a factor is a number that is multiplied by another number in a multiplication problem. As you can see, the example 8 times 7 equals 56. You have factors there. You have the two factors, which would be the 8 times 7, and then the product, as you can see, is the answer to a multiplication problem, and that wraps up the do now. So now let's take a look at today's lesson, okay? Estimating products. Okay, please make sure, boys and girls, you are taking all of these notes in your workbook. We will be checking in class, and this is part of your assignment when you are at home. One of the popular phrases, and you've already heard me say this in class quite often, is this here: estimate early to make it easy. When we round numbers, boys and girls, we always round first before we do the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. We estimate early to make it easy. That's what rounding is all about. So in these examples here for rounding, it says, round each factor to the nearest whole number and multiply. As we learned in our previous unit, the whole number would be to the nearest what place? The nearest ones. Okay, the nearest ones. Okay, let's take a look at the practice. So the practice here says, estimate each product by rounding to the nearest whole number and multiply. Sometimes you will need to round to the nearest 10, 100, etc. when they tell you. So for the problems that are following below, please round to the nearest whole number. I'll do the first one with you, and then you can complete the rest of the page. You can try to do it on your own without your calculator, but I would definitely advise having your calculator out to check your work. From now on, we will be using our calculators to help us check our work. You are responsible for knowing your multiplication facts, and I will put up something in the Google Classroom that will help you if you need to practice your multiplication facts. Also, boys and girls, in the back of your workbook, at the very back pages of your workbook, there are multiplication tables, there are division tables. So if you really need some additional help, you can turn to page 149, 150, all the way to 154 in the back of your workbook for some extra multiplication, addition, and subtraction, and division help. So let's look at number one. Number one says round to the nearest whole number. So if I'm rounding here, remember, rounding rules. 5 or more, add 1 more. So 3 7/73 would round to 4 times 8 1/16. Round that number to the nearest whole number, to the nearest ones place. So that would be 8. So 4 times 8 is 32. I'll do the next one quickly with you. 5 913 thousandths. This 9 here, remember, the number next door is going to be the number that does the deciding for where you're going to round that number. 9 is greater, so we're going to add 1 more to the 5. So we wind up with a total of 6 times, and 3 1900ths times 3 equals 18. Please pause this video and do the rest on your own. Hopefully you pause this video, here are your answers, check your work, and let's move on to the next page. So now we're on page 53 in our workbooks, multiplying decimals. Now, on this page, boys and girls, we're actually going to multiply the decimals. We're not going to round. If you'd like to round to see if your answer makes sense, please go right ahead. However, right now, here are the steps for multiplying decimals. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do, hopefully you remember this from elementary school, number one is multiply. Multiply the decimals. You're going to rewrite it vertically up and down and ignore the decimals. Okay, the next thing you're going to do after that, number two, count all the places to the right of the decimals. Three, starting at the right in the product, count to the left, the number of places in step two, and then finally you place the decimal. So let's take a look over here for the multiplication. Here's a good example. It says multiply 2 and 95 hundredths. See this little dot? This little dot here, boys and girls, also means multiplication. You're going to notice in 6th grade we use the dot, and we also use parentheses to indicate multiplication as well. Lots of new things to come. So they have the answer there. So if you were to just pop that in your calculator, that's what it would look like. However, we want you to go through the process also. So we're going to rewrite the problem here. 2 and 95 hundredths times 3 and 2 tenths. So the first thing I always suggest to do is count the places to the right. Some teachers, you may have heard your teacher last year call it scooping. So we have 1, 2, 3 total places to the right. Now we just go ahead and multiply. When we multiply with more than one digit, the first thing we do is we would multiply the 2 times the 5, then the 2 times the 9, and then the 2 times the 2. We get a total of 590. Once we're done with that, what you want to do is cancel out any numbers that you carried, and now we're going to multiply the second number, the 3. So this time with the 3, we're going to multiply 3 times 5. Don't forget your 0 is a placeholder. 3 times 5, 3 times 9, and 3 times 2. We get 8,850. Last, we add up our numbers, and we get a final answer of 9440, which is our answer. However, don't forget to bring your decimal 3 places over. We start here. We actually start here, and we start here. 1, 2, 3. So your final answer would be 9 and 440 thousandths. Alrighty. You have some practice here. Let's try the first one together. It says multiply to find the product. If you'd like to estimate first, please go right ahead. You could. And you know what? Let's go ahead and do that. 2 and 3 tenths would be about 2. And 4 and 6 tenths is about 5. So 5 times 2 is 10. So when I go ahead and multiply 2 and 3 tenths times 4 and 6 tenths, I know my answer should probably be around 10. This is how you can check. You can also check it with your calculator as well. But let's go through the motions here. Ready? 6 times 3 is 18. We put down the 8, carry the 1. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 1 is 13. Put down the 3 and the 1. Now we're done here. I always recommend you could cross this out, cross this out. Now we're starting with the 4. The first thing you want to do next on the second row here is put a 0 as a placeholder. You may have put an X in elementary school, but a 0 really is the best to have as a placeholder. Next we have 4 times 3, and we're ignoring the decimals. Notice I'm not putting any decimals in my work. 4 times 3, which is 12, carry the 1. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Okay, so there goes my 9. I add it, and I wind up with 8, 5, and 10. Now I have 1, 2 places in my decimal, so I go all the way to the end of my number, and then I'm going to count back to the left. 1, 2. So my final answer is 10 and 58 hundredths. Okay, so for today, what I would like you to do is I would like you to try the next 2 rows. I'd like you to complete the next 2 rows. Which ones do I mean? I would like you to complete the rows above here. So this row here and this row here. Please try to do the work and check it with your calculator. Don't just punch the numbers in your calculator. Try to work it out. That's it for today. We'll check our answers in class tomorrow. Have a good one.